Hi. On January the 7th of this year, a grand jury of 16 citizens who met for 8 weeks put together a presentment of their findings. It was released. It was sealed immediately by Judge Ezel, as is the process. It was sealed so that certain people, special people of interest, could be given copies of the presentment and given 15 days to file a response. A response either to remove them from the presentment or to delay release of the presentment. 3 people were named: Bill Lambert, Ken Evers, Vanessa Hernandez. Only 3. These 3 people took it upon themselves, first of all, to file a motion with the court to release the presentment to all the commissioners and all the other IDA members. I don't know why. They were the only 3 people that got the presentment, that were named in it specifically and given a chance because they were people of special interest. Our interpretation is they were either indicted or subject to indictment, or were specifically named as being responsible for most of the happenings. Now, what happened next? They filed a motion to release the presentment to the commissioners and the other IDA members. Based upon what happened with the county commissioner's wife releasing the presentment before the deadline, and a lot of rumors, we can only assume that it was leaked, probably by these people. But that doesn't make any difference. The next thing they did was they filed a motion to repress the presentment for 6 months. 6 months to put time behind them to let things cool off. The rationale was that to protect their investment. The exact project, LifeSync Continuum Labs CareSync, that was the subject of a year-long investigation that's still going on and a grand jury findings, they claimed they needed to protect their investment, that such great things are happening there that they needed 6 more months. 6 more months of exactly what the presentment said, that future successes were promised every month for 3 years. They're still doing the same game. They wanted to suppress the findings of the grand jury and put the process on hold, keep the truth from the public and the recommendations on hold for 6 months to give them more time to put some spin on this. That too was a file by Ken Evers and Vanessa Hernandez. It was rejected in court. You'll see the arguments. The next thing they did was to try to get ahead of it. Bill Lambert wrote his own response. You read it. It's gobbledygook, stuff that didn't make any difference. Then Vanessa Hernandez writes her own response, but instead of putting her name on it, she put it the IDA response. Then at the March 10th meeting, she presents herself, I don't know what, but she's a total expert, and she's recommending that her board, even though there were 3 people named as special people in the presentment, she wanted her board to get on board with the repudiating and rejecting the findings of the grand jury. And she presented this, wasn't released to the public. The members didn't even have it. It was not on the agenda of a regular meeting. She put it in as an update. She's going to update probably the biggest case issue thing to happen to the IDA in 10 years, a grand jury findings, scathing findings, and she wants to present it as an update, and she wants to hand out copies of her response that she's labeled the IDA response to the members and try to get them to vote it in that day. Thanks to Bob Cole, who caught it. The public never saw that. They weren't even going to show it to the public. The public is sitting in the audience. They handed out copies to the members. She wanted them to vote on it. He called them on it. They stopped the meeting. So let's think about this. The 3 people, and they're not alone, there are more, but the 3 people of most interest to the grand jury that had 15 days to answer the special letters that they got. What did they do? They used public money and time to try to bury this thing for another 6 months. And then when they found out that wasn't going to work, they tried to get ahead of it with putting a spin on it. They released the presentment early, Alma Albritton, early, with Lambert's rebuttal, repudiation at the same time on stand-up party. Don't you see the game? And then after the March 10th meeting, she goes out along with Lambert and Evers, and they hire a high-powered, high-paid spin doctor PR firm to try to manage the crisis. You've seen the emails. We put them out there. Lambert signed a $10,000 contract with his own signature without board knowledge or approval. On the 13th of March, he gets the first package of documents on what to do when you find yourself in the news. Then on the 16th of March, he gets an email with talking points from Mr. Rupp on how to handle the press, what to say. Mr. Rupp was there when Mike Deason chased Lambert down. Lambert gave the talking points verbatim on what great news they have at the tech center. The same tech center they're now renting out space like so many temporary storage facilities to all comers at discounted rates, including Autumn Blum, who was on the grand jury until she was booted off. So we want the public to know what these people are up to and what they try to do to manipulate and manage that board to their will to save their derrieres. Thank you.